Hi, I'm Jeff McErlain, and I want to talk to you today about the 1-6-2-5 chord progression. We're going to talk about it in a blues context. Now, more often than not, in a blues, we hear the 1-6-2-5-1 as dominant seventh chords. So what is a 1-6-2-5-1? Well, if we're going to go in the key of G, our first chord is G7. I'm going to count up 6 notes from that using G as our first one. G, A, B, C, D, E. We're going to make that E7. G7, E7, 2 in the key of G with G, A. Make that A7, and then 5. So G, A, B, C, D. So D7. So the chords in their most basic form so you have G7, E7, A7, D7. Once again. So the chords in their simplest form, G7, E7, A7, D7, G7. Now what I want to talk about is we can get some sort of melodies on the top, so we're not always playing just these blocky chords like this and thinking about that. That's important. Get those chords down first if you don't know them. What we want to do is to start to kind of take it a little further, so we're not just always thinking about block chord shapes. If we look, I want to talk about a melody on the top, and our melody note, in this case, I want to play it on the second string. So just playing those same voicings. Here's my D, right? Which is my fifth of my G chord. I'm going to go to E7, and there's my E on the top right there. And that's going to be the root of my E chord. A7, there's that second string again, that's an E, that's the fifth. I can go to, we'll get to that in a second. E's the D7, and there is the D right there. So my melody line is... So it's pretty nice. Okay, so it's kind of cool if we think about it that way as opposed to just chords. We can create an inner line going on inside the chord progression, which is called voice leading. That's the term for it. You can call it whatever you want. I just call it cool. It's really important, and it's a really cool thing to know how to do. Okay, so... Okay, now we can expand those ideas a little bit. One thing I kind of made a little mistake earlier, and I played a D9 here, so let's check that out. Pretty cool, right? So by keeping that E on the top, we kept, we had a little bit, a nicer kind of connection between the chords. Okay, well how about let's keep that E at the very end. That's a G13 chord. So we're just playing G7, but we're keeping that E on the top. So it's really pretty. Oh, how about we keep it on the top of everything? Pretty, right? So at its heart and the core, it's just still 1-6-2-5-1. Okay, well, let's see what else we can do. Let's say, we'll start with our G7 again. Let's go to E9. Okay, now we can go A7 to D9, right? Back to G7 or G13. So let's hear that. Or it's cool, but once you start introducing some of these nines, my ear wants to hear more of those richer tensions, you know. So that's something you hear B.B. King play, or Robin Ford, or anybody who's got a little bit of a background in a bit more of a jazzy element of the blues, and certainly jazz. So let's try this. G13. Don't let it scare you. It's just a G7 chord with an E on top. How about to E7 or E9? I want to keep that F sharp, which is my note right on top here. This 9 is an F sharp. I want to keep that on top, so I'm going to play A13. Pretty cool. Then maybe to D9 to G13. So all together we have don't forget at its core, which is really old school sounding. So the more tensions we add to it, the more, I guess, modern or jazzy or jazz bluesy it's going to sound. But to me, sometimes just the cooler it sounds. Okay, so, well, we can all watch this. I could play just regular D7 there and keep that F sharp on the top. My point is, the sky's sort of the limit with this. So let's go a little deeper and play something a little more harmonically thick. G13. Now we're going to go to the Hendrix chord, E7 sharp 9. Okay, now I want to move down chromatically. So I can get that. Here's my E to E7 sharp 9 with my G on top. I'm going to move this down to the A13. There's my F sharp to D7 sharp 9 to G13. So let's hear that. 3, 4, and... Pretty cool when we're thinking. Pretty nice. Okay, now, what else can we do? If you want to maybe put the melody note on the high string, so we're going to play G13, put the 9 on top, we're going to put the A on top. Now we're going to go to E7 sharp 9, flat 13. It's the Hendrix chord with the pinky flattened out. To A13 with the 9 on top. To D7 sharp 9, flat 13. Okay, to G13 with the 9. So Alright, so those are some to start off with. Now I just want to, this is part 1. I'm going to go further on with this. This is just scratching the surface. So some of you guys will say, well, you can do this, and it's only these roots on these strings. Yes. I just want to start you off on a 1-6-2-5-1 in G, and starting to see that we can put a melody note on top of the chord progression using natural tensions or altered tensions for really great effect, and it depends stylistically what we're looking for. Thanks for checking this out, and don't forget to stay tuned for part 2. If you want to know about that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You get the notification about anything I post, and if you like it. And if you do like it, please share, and please check out my website, jeffmcerlain.com. And until the next time, see you later.